there. But because the brand is so strong, they get talked about that way. I love this game. Absolutely love it. I feel pretty confident about it. Now, that statement comes with, hopefully Nick Chubb is playing week 1. We'll see. We will see. We're still unsure on that. And Deshaun Watson, who we've heard most recently, not like you're hearing a ton about quarterbacks right now, but all we've heard recently is, oh, he's progressing all right. We'll see. We still got to take it like the, day by day and this and that. And it's like, dude, September ain't that far off now. Like, it's not. It's a few months away. That's not that much time. It's like, it's one of those things where we always talk about this. Days are long, years are short, right? So, like, right now, September, I think it's the 8th is when that game is going to be played. Right now, September 8th feels like forever and a day away. Blink and this is a big TV window for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to guess they're going to have a couple of more primetime games. This is how the NFL works. We know who the opponents are. We don't know what the schedule is. And that can matter. When you play a team absolutely matters. For sure it does. Like, this takes me back to, honestly, I bet a ton of money on the Browns losing their first game once. It was the Tennessee Titans. This is years ago. And the Browns were giving up like 6.5 points. And I was like, what the hell? This is insane. Good teams are a little sloppy and loose in the first quarter. And I knew the Browns weren't all the way there.
It's fresh.
But everybody
It's fresh from so
much. Bought in. The line was absolutely crazy. The Browns minus 6.5. And then sure enough, Tennessee showed up and absolutely steamrolled the Browns week 1. I said, yeah, dude, they're not ready yet. Like, that's not even kind of can fumble around in the first part of the season. What are we going to be? Who are we going to be? What's our identity? We kind of lost so-and-so at the running back position.
I need to wear my hair.
Spectrum's calling. I just paid the bill.
And so it's going to take a little while to get it figured out. The Browns this year, I don't think, have that luxury. They don't. Deshaun was paid a lot of money, and he is, let's be honest, yes, it's because of injuries, but he has under-delivered at this point. And sooner or later, and especially now after last year, you pulled a 60-year-old man off the couch, and he was throwing touchdowns. Threw plenty of picks, too, but he was throwing touchdowns. This whole, we have rust on the arm thing, I don't think fans are going to hear it. Injury or not, they ain't trying to hear it. In their mind, they have invested this money. They didn't, but we know how this works, right? We all want to take ownership of everything. And they're waiting for you to look like a starting quarterback, which, by the way, is not all that much of an ask. You are a starting quarterback. So looking like one isn't necessarily a crazy expectation, right? It's also now Kevin Stefanski's been here a few years. What does your play calling look like? Are you handling the clock better? Are you handling your timeouts better? Are you handling what your systems are? What schemes are we running at what time of the game? Are we great on the first opening drive when it's all on the script, and when we get off the script, are we a mess again? There's a lot of things to be discovered here, and I don't think the Browns get a lot of leeway, both with the front office and with their audience. The fan base is rabid now and ready for some wins, and you should be getting them. I know they won a decent handful of games last year, but that's just it. You're there now. You kind of need to take this next step. And that next step is making the playoffs. Yes, that's going to be tougher to do with Joe Burrow now healthy this year and in this division. It will be tougher to do. But when you get in that playoff game, you can't lay down against a rookie quarterback and get both raced. And that game was never close. That Texans game, it was never close. All year, it was this defense is playing lights out. Oh, my God, they might be historically great. They were pretty good at home. They were a little bit of a different team on the road. That's very common in the NFL. That's not a Browns thing. That's very common. But you can't get boat raced by a rookie quarterback and be historically on. They are going to have, as much as everybody's waiting on Deshaun, it's like, dude, the last time we saw this Browns team, this defense did not look good. They need to look pretty good against Dak and the Cowboys, who I believe have Zeke back, right? That's a thing now? Yeah, man, all eyes on Browns-Cowboys week 1. Again, Tom Brady's first game in the booth. The ratings of this game are going to be astronomical. 9 a.m., I'll rock the bank with you. Pass out that first $1,000 key. You can find me on the microphone back button if you listen on iHeartRadio. You can also text the studio at 330-459-7625. I have long said, give America a few years of anything, they're going to want the other thing. It's just not true. Now, I'm not the only person to say that. There's a phrase you all have used your entire life. The grass is always greener on the other side. Whatever it is you don't have, that's what you want. What you currently have, I thought I wanted this, not in love with it. Give me the other thing. And apparently, we are all craving something more than ever before. And I am not surprised by it, because all I ever see is people who brag about the fact that they never do this.
I love watching.
It's spending time outdoors is what we're looking for. They say on average, it's just 67 minutes outside each day in order to feel refreshed. That according to some new research that is coming. I believe that. It reminds me of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote Meditations, Walk the Neighborhood. That was like his big thing. Go walk the neighborhood. You will relieve a lot of your stress. You will allow your thoughts to wander. You will think. You will clear your mind. And next thing you know, you are going to feel better. Also, you will be outside while you do. A poll of 2,000 adults revealed that over half of Americans, 57%, are craving that time spent outdoors more than ever before. Why? Well, 70% said it relaxes. Another like 65% said, well, it puts me in a better mood. I think those go hand in hand, right? Hard to be in a great mood if you're not at least a little bit relaxed. Helps them clear their head, 64%. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the reasons why I like golf. I'm outside. I'm obsessing about the fact that I want to get better. I'm obsessing about the fact that I am not currently better. I'm thinking about things. I'm looking at the birds and the trees. And it always happens. I end up fixing like 2 or 3 problems in my life, my career, or whatever, while I'm out in the golf, because I wasn't thinking about that. I started thinking about other things. Your mind is powerful. It's thinking about that stuff too. It's just not in front of you, right? So absolutely, I would say that all 3 of those things happen the more time I spend outside. On the other hand, they say spending more time inside can actually lead to feelings of depression, anxiousness, and loneliness. Well, isn't that surprising? No, not even a little. As post-pandemic, most people tell you that's how they're feeling. Yeah. We got a little too obsessed with being inside, not going anywhere. I've said this a million times. The amount of people who just flat out started to admit that they're antisocial during the pandemic was alarming. I've said, no, dude, I'm that guy, and trust me, it's not good. No, you guys be nice to one another. Get out there, mix it up, do stuff. You don't want to be that person. Just yesterday, I went home. I got the word that my family's coming to town, and beyond that now, my brother and his wife want to stay at my house a little longer than what we had talked about. So it's like, okay, I got to like build up a bed. I got to like really do stuff. So I went home yesterday, and I got the house aired out, opened up the blinds, and like I'm very much at home. Blinds pulled shut. I want the house cold and dark, and then I always go, no, I don't feel great, kind of depressed. It's like, well, yeah, dude. If you're not helping yourself at all, of course you're feeling depressed. What are you laying around watching? I've said it for years. I feel like that's what a lot of anxiety is. We're supposed to be moving around, dog. Should we maybe go do something? Nah, not so much. But these days, people are proud to tell you what a couch potato they are. We found virtue in that somehow. So if all you do is go to work and then go home and lay on the couch in a dark house, like, dude, of course you don't feel good. Of course, you got to give yourself a little bit of a fighting chance. 6 in 10, about 58% said they get stir crazy if they spend too much time inside. That being the average threshold, they say 10 and a half hours. That's a lot. Now, when you start talking about an 8-hour workday, most of us are going to be working inside. Plenty of you are working outside, I get it. But a lot of people work inside, myself included. Right? All the more reason why you need to get outside. People talk about this with kids all the time. Oh, when I was growing up, you saw kids riding their bike up and down the street. Yeah, you know what else I saw? Grown-ups in their yards. Out on the front porch, waving to the kids riding their bikes down the street. We all went inside. Is somebody gonna ring the doorbell? Oh my god. Just leave my food on the front porch. I don't even want to see you, man. Did they pull out of the driveway? All right, cool. I don't want to look at them. All right, here's my food now. Who sit inside all day and don't do anything and then wonder why we're upset and why we don't feel great. That's why. It goes hand in hand. 48% of respondents said, I feel disappointed when my outdoor plans change. The other feelings listed were frustrated and or annoyed. I'm annoyed if my golf plans change. I need more reasons to spend more time outside. That's the one I got. Golf is like kind of the one thing. And really, I played a ton as a kid. Then I put it away when I, started chasing the career. It was living in Oregon that kind of snapped me into this. Because I started looking around, I was like, I live in a Bob Ross painting. What the hell am I doing sitting in here for? There's outside, there's stuff to do, there's things going on. And then I realized, I need to be capitalizing on this no matter where I am. Vegas, Utah, Ohio when I'm living there, wherever the hell it is, I need to be capitalizing more on it. And no, I am not surprised at all as people are waving their hands around talking proudly about how they don't do anything but watch TikTok videos all day. I'm re-binging this for the 11th time. I'm doing this. And none of it is taking place outside. Of course, that's what you're looking for. Whatever the human being doesn't have, that's what they're going to want the most. I have new Scott stat for you for New Tour Tuesday. It starts at 9. Just get the help of Dorothy on that one, if these walls talk.
I forgot to feed the food for the birds.
Well, we've been talking about is spending time outdoors, because apparently Americans are craving it now more maybe than ever, they say. And it's because we're getting less of it. They say you only need about 67 minutes outside each day in order to feel refreshed. That according to some new research that's come out. And those people who spend time outside said it relaxes them, it will put them in a better mood, and it helps them clear their head. All three of those things would be true. There's a guy I make fun of all the time, and it's because he absolutely is a snake oil salesman, but his name is David Avocado Wolf. He's a snake oil salesman, sure he is. Right? Grifter is another word for him. And he is. That's fine. But one of the things he has said plenty of times that I do believe in is walking on the soil with your bare feet. That it just, I don't know if I buy into, energy or whatever, but it does kind of make you feel present in that moment somehow. And to me it takes me back to the youth, because when you were a kid you'd run out the house without shoes and run down the street, run in the backyard, it's like you didn't care, right? Today it's like, do I have my keys, where's my wallet, do I have my cell phone, all right, put my shoes on, you know what I mean? And so a little bit out in the backyard, no socks, no shoes, just kind of walking on the grass. That part I could kind of buy into.
So where get the water from?
I believe that. Absolutely.
Where they get
48% of respondents said they feel disappointed when their outdoor plans change. And that would be true of me.
They can take a dig
I'm more likely, by the way, if you invite me to go do something, I'm way more likely to want to do it if we're going to be doing something outside.
Because there have lots of trees.
If you invite me to your house for something, I think to myself, I'm going to choose your house over mine. I live here. All of my stuff is here. I can also throw you out whenever I want. Now, I guess you can make the argument I can leave your house whenever I want to. That's fair. That's fair. But if you say, hey, we're all going to get together, we're all going to go do this, or we're all going to go do that, maybe we're going to, go canoe down the river or whatever the thing is, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go hang out with them. Let's get a little fun. Let's do that. Way more likely to want to do something like that than just come and sit at your house. I can sit at my house. The hell am I sitting in your house? Absolutely. They also, the respondents did, shared their favorite outdoor activities. A lot of those ended up coming down to the grilling. Hiking and camping were the big three there. I would have to admit that eating outside is always a decent idea to me. Even a restaurant. If I go into a restaurant and you have a patio, I want to eat on the patio. If the weather's good, obviously, right? That could be tough in Ohio. But I want to be outside. I want to be out in the sunshine. I want to feel that warmth on me. It feels like hope. It's much like every time the weather changes in Ohio and the spring starts to come out and then here comes summer, you can kind of smell it in the air. And for some reason, that makes me optimistic. I used to be one of those guys that didn't really buy into seasonal effectiveness disorder, but the blue lights and all of that. But nah, I think I was wrong on that one. I think I had been wrong on that one. Eating outside, cooking outside, food just tastes better off a grill, if you ask me. I don't know if that's like one of those, sugar pill type things that happens, but, placebo effect was the word I couldn't remember there. I don't know if it's one of those things, but food comes off the grill, it just feels like it tastes that much better. Hiking and camping, I had always used to say back in the day that my version of roughing it was the Marriott, that I didn't want to go camping. Again, that was a little hyperbole, something that was a little bit true of me that I dragged to the far end of the earth to make a point. These days, way more likely to be like, let's get out. Put me in the tent, in the woods, a week, no phone, no nothing, let's reset. I think that would be good for a lot of people, myself included. I think we're going to see a big resurgence in this, and I think commercials may be one of the reasons why. I don't know if you've noticed this, but Progressive is running this commercial now. It's I've seen this on TV, where like this guy standing in front of this like tranquil lake, and he's kind of looking at it, and he's like, oh, this is great, and this is amazing, and somebody goes, can you hurry up, I gotta do, and then here comes the next influencer, she turns around, she's like, I'm manifesting this or whatever here, and like they're mocking the fact that people solely go to these places to then post it online. Once you're being mocked like that in commercial culture, we're reaching the tipping point, right? Like at some point, it's like, this is all becoming a joke of a joke of a joke. My point is, and I'm using optimism here, and I would like to be right, I don't know that I am, but I would like to be right about this, that